All right, lock in, chat. Next video. The kid who stole $230 million.
No way.
Oh my god! $243 million! Do you know?
I think the original problem with this was that they did this on a Discord call. I know very rough details of this story, but I'm pretty sure they convinced like a billionaire that they needed a code for something for their wallet, and then they ended up getting sent like 240 million in Bitcoin. Yo, honestly, if they didn't like buy all this shit, put some of the money away, and then be like, oh, error, send it back, they probably wouldn't have been caught. Because, like, obviously, yeah, if you see, like, 21-year-olds splurging this amount of money that had no money previously, you're going to assume they got it in some illegal manner.
Like it's game time. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip, this. Tell me running.
I would never be going to a club, though. Even 230 mil, bro. I would never be going to a club. F clubs. I hate nightclubs. They're so ass, dude. They're boring and everything's overpriced. There's like a few good nightclubs, and I've been to like one that I liked. But even then, bro, every drink is like $25.
It's the 19th of August, 2024, the day a group of young adults carried out one of the largest crypto heists ever recorded. 20-year-old Malone Lem, 18-year-old Virch Tao, 21-year-old Jandiel Serrano, Danish.
That's crazy they're smart enough to do this, though.
Khan and Chen. These kids targeted a single Genesis creditor who had no idea they were about to lose a staggering $230 million worth of Bitcoin. But how did they pull it off? Were they expert hackers with advanced coding skills? Well, it was much simpler than it seems. These scammers did something very clever. They hacked into basic human nature. It all began with a phone call, a seemingly harmless contact from Google support. But this call wasn't from Google at all. Using a spoof number, Vichetal, also known as Wiz, convinced the victim that their personal accounts had been compromised. With this false sense of urgency, he gained access to the victim's Gmail and iCloud, where he gathered key security information. Another call followed, this time from Jandiel Serrano, aka Box, claiming to be a representative from Gemini, the crypto exchange the victim used. The victim was tricked into believing their account.
So they convinced him to give them a bunch of... Wow, so they didn't even really hack it. They basically convinced the guy to hand over all the information they needed to just log into his account and steal his money.
Was under attack. Under pressure and convinced they needed to act fast, the victim reset their...
Bro, somebody with $230 million, I feel like that's like an amount of money where you would have somebody handling your finances that wouldn't fall for this. Like, this is obviously like a really good system they had set up. But, like, somebody that's 230 mil getting conned, like, you would have... This is, like, some shit, like, grandmas fall for.
Giving the thieves the access they needed to take control of the Gemini account.
He unlocked 2FA for them.
Sending funds to a compromised wallet. The situation was spiraling, but the victim had no idea. When he was asked to use AnyDesk, a remote access software, it seemed like another step in securing their assets, but in reality, it was the final blow. As the victim unknowingly shared the screen, the private keys to their Bitcoin wallet were exposed, and in just a few clicks, the digital fortune was transferred into the hands of the thieves.
Dude, 4,000 Bitcoin. That reaction is kind of funny, though. Oh my god! Oh my god! It's like winning the Powerball.
Oh, wow, no way. No f***ing way.
I see it.
Dude, what's hilarious is in this call, there's probably one of their friends that's just like playing video games, listening to them do this. That's now like an accomplice to the crime. Like, they're just in a Discord server, and like 5 out of the 8 people in the call are like actively just trying to rip 230 million. The other 3 are just like in a fucking ARAM match in League, just like listening in.
The blockchain. It's on the blockchain, bro.
Oh no way.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
In a private video, they recorded the live reactions to the successful transfer of 4,064 bitcoins valued at over $230 million at the time. Clearly excited as they watched the million.
That's probably even more now. How much is 4,000 Bitcoin now? Because Bitcoin spiked in price.
Flow into their wallets.
Is that like 400 mil now?
How did they manage to pull off such a heist? How could someone with that much wealth be deceived so easily? And why will they record themselves in the act of committing such a massive crime? These are questions that might never be fully answered, but one thing was clear.
350?
The money was now in the hands of the criminals, and they knew their work wasn't done yet.
Bro, but what do they do now? Like, see, the problem with this level heist, and I mean it is crypto, so it's easier, but now they have to money launder that to themselves. which they didn't do. They just ended up spending it. But like for them to be able to like get that money and now keep it, crypto, it's probably easier. But like for the most part, they would probably have to launder that through something.
Yet, exactly 17 minutes after, they quickly set about laundering the money. To make it
Oh my God. Wait. How did they get caught then? If they laundered the money correctly.
harder for authorities to track the stolen crypto, they split the Bitcoin into smaller amounts and transferred it across 15 different exchanges, a common tactic known as pill chains. The idea was to break the large transactions into smaller ones, making them harder to trace. Bitcoin was swapped for Litecoin, Litecoin was swapped for Ethereum, and Ethereum was swapped for Monero. The process
Oh, wow. So they weren't even doing it through like a business. They were just money laundering crypto by taking the stolen Bitcoin, sending it to a different wallet, converting it, sending it to a different wallet, converting it, and then always just converting it back.
took several days.
I'll just keep a few mil for myself and then return it. I don't know, dude. I feel like that. Well, obviously there's 5 of them, so they're probably gonna split it. So they want more money. At the same time, though, if they had just done it with like 3 mil of the 200 mil, like it might have just been like kind of swept under the rug.
With constant swapping between different currencies and exchanges,
This is crazy high IQ though.
further obscuring the trail.
Hit go to the top right, the settings bar. Settings, no, not that. Like the swap settings.
Oh my God, they recorded the whole thing too.
Set custom recipient. No, bro, what the hell? Do 998.
Alright, bro, you're so horrible.
You can't.
Bro, I'm clearly busy, Caleb. Planning out.
Wait, the way that I'm hearing this is that like one of them seems to be more of the mastermind and the other ones are like helping him. Cause like he just needed to be taught how to transfer the money.
Heist.
Soon enough, all the stolen money was now clean money, ready to be spent, and the criminals didn't hold back. The day before the
XQC's in the back? Wait, where? Did XQC watch this video? And he just hears himself in the background. He had but unbeknownst to him, 4 of his viewers just pulled off the biggest crypto heist known to man while watching him fucking play like GTA or something.
spent, and the criminals didn't hold back. The day before the heist even took place, they were already planning on how to spend their fortune, sharing links with each other on Telegram of expensive luxury clothes they wanted to purchase, from brands like Louis Vuitton, Givenchy, and Philippe Plein. While most of the crew chose to play it safe, keeping a low profile and resisting the temptation to splurge, one man couldn't help but stand out. His name? Malone Lamb.
Oh no, wait, so did they all actually do what they needed to, but one guy splurged? Dude, if they just stayed in the dark for like a few years.
Like it's game time.
Because then you could just write it off as like, oh, I put a lot of money in crypto early on.
Locked in when it's game time.
I don't know, though. Even if they money launder it, at some point, the government's going to say, where the fuck did you get this money? You know, unless everything's just straight crypto to crypto transaction. Like, especially in the U.S., they're going to be like, where did you come about this? You have $50 million and you're 22. Like, how do you have this money?
Yeah, I'm ballin'.
Malone was based in LA, and the moment he got his hands on the money, he wasted no time diving headfirst into a luxurious lifestyle. Everything he had once watched wealthy people enjoy was
POV, when you see them spend $100K at a club before they got caught by the FBI for a
now
crypto
within his
scam.
reach, ready to become his new reality. Nightclubs became his second home. Almost every night, he hit a club, spending ridiculous amounts of money on VIP sections and bottle services. His bar tabs were unbelievable, some nights costing $260.
Oh, no tip. Oh my God. $187,000 for about 265 grand. What is admin fee? Oh, is that just like the base tip that's already required?
$65,000.
Oh my God, those bottle girls made so much money that night. Holy fuck, dude. That bottle girl, one of those bottle girls went home that night with 10 grand in a pocket. Just like, yeah, some guy just spent fucking $250,000.
$300,000, and even more than $500,000
A 600 grand on a piece of paper as a fucking receipt. 30 Grey Goose bottles at $700 each. Was he just handing these out to people at the club? Like, you wouldn't be able to I didn't even know clubs had this inventory. Like, I wouldn't think that a regular club you could go to would have this much. 100 bottles of Casamigos Resposado, $700 each, 12% gratuity, 50 grand. I feel like this is the only time where it's really acceptable to tip like 10%. If your tab's $500,000, I'd be like, boss, I'm sorry, I'm not tipping 20. I'm not tipping 20%.
If you were in one of those clubs, you couldn't miss him.
Hey, yo, Malone, you going real crazy like it's your birthday.
His name will be flashing on signs, and DJs will shout his name, giving him all the attention.
But how did they transfer the money? Did the club accept crypto as a form of payment? Oh my God, do you think those clubs gotta keep the money that was paid to them? Like, I wonder how that works. Because that's fucked up if the clubs have to give that money back. Credit card? He wouldn't be able to apply for a credit card in that amount of time. With 100K? Dude, most credit cards have limits. And even then, it's still just gonna, even if it doesn't, it's gonna get flagged if you spend fucking $500,000 at a club.
She quickly became
Dude, he bought enough bottles to just hand every single person in the club an entire bottle of liquor.
everyone's favorite, because whenever he was around, everyone got to drink for free. He threw around cash like it was nothing, and one time he even handed a DJ a massive 6-liter bottle of Golden Ace of Spades champagne, which could cost anywhere from $25,000 to $60,000.
I mean, this is like a nice thing that he's doing.
Another time, he tipped a DJ $2,000 and had all the unopened bottles in the club sent straight to his house.
He even tipped me $2,000. When I tell you the amount of bottles he sent me that I took home, brand new, everything sealed, brand new.
But as fun as LA was, it still didn't feel like enough. He craved more attention, more luxury, more extravagance. So what did he do? He chartered a private jet to Miami. There, he took his spending to a whole new level. In Miami, Malone said,
Bro, are they playing poker for ones? Nah, if I'm Malone, dollar poker night is no longer a fucking thing with the boys, dude. What the fuck? I would be like, yo, this shit's just not even fucking, you're playing for fucking $15.
a private jet to Miami. There, he took his spending to a whole new level. In Miami, Malone settled in a waterfront mansion. This place wasn't just any house. It was a $10.5 million estate with a $62,000 a month rental price tag. This mesh.
What do you think do you think his parents knew? There's no way the kid just goes from like chilling at home to being like, yeah, dad, I'm gonna go live in fucking a $10 million mansion.
Was massive, covering over 8,500 square feet, with 25-feet ceilings, 10 bedrooms, and a huge pool with a jacuzzi. It had 2 big front gates and a garage with a spacious driveway that was later filled with expensive supercars and luxury vehicles. Malone bought a black.
Yo, I'd be buying if I was Malone's friend seeing him do this, I'd be like buying gold before shit hit the fan. I'd buy just bars of gold and then fucking bury it in the middle of the woods, and I'd be like, the money's gone, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'd be like, I didn't get any of it. Literally honestly, a good idea. Just buy gold. Literally buy physical gold, bury that shit in a fucking duffel bag in the middle of nowhere. Know that you're going to serve 10 fucking years. Say that you were a part of it. You weren't given any money, though. They have no proof that you had the money. And then just fucking, when you get out, you're only, they were fucking 19. You're 29 when you get out. And now you're set for the rest of your life.
Mansory SF90, a white Lamborghini Urus.
Not financial advice, though. Not financial advice. If you ever scam $250 million out of a crypto billionaire, this is not financial advice for you.
A fully kitted out white Mansory
Just what I would do.
Lamborghini Urus with baby blue interior. A matte black Lamborghini.
How I would do it? I have no idea. How do you even purchase gold without it being traceable? I have no idea.
Revuelto, the new Porsche 911 GT3 RS, the new Ferrari SUV in black, 2 Mercedes-Benz G-Class, 1 in gray, 1 wrapped with matte black.
Honestly, you might just loop yourself into the fucking cartel at that point. I'd just be like, hey, can I be an investor and you guys just shelter me?
Black camo, a convertible matte black and pink Rolls-Royce Dawn, a blue BMW M4, another Lamborghini Revuelto in matte gray, a blue Lamborghini Urus, an all-white wide-body kit Lamborghini Aventador SVJ with Malone's name written on the bottom of the door, a matte black Ferrari 812 Superfast, another Lamborghini Aventador SVJ.
CIA runs the cartel, bad idea. I don't know, bro. I'm just saying, if you got yourself involved into something even more illegal, where they would protect you because the FBI would be scared of them in some degree, then maybe you would be like, okay, now I'm chilling.
In blue, a pink Urus.
But now you're also looped into the cartel.
Which Malone originally bought as a gift for his ex-girlfriend to try to get her back.
What? They weren't even dating? Early birthday gift. I appreciate you so much. Bro bought her a car to get back together with him.
but got rejected again.
I am taken once again. No way. No way. Yo, if I'm the boyfriend in this scenario, I'm saying I'm going to be, this is the plan. I'd be like, say we broke up. Get the car written in your name. Get the title. And then break up with him. I'd be like, yo, get that car first. Come back. Right.
A fully black carbon fiber McLaren 765 LT, a blue Pagani Hura, and many more cars. If you didn't realize it by now, Malone was always rolling with fashion. He rocked high-end designer pieces like Louis Vuitton and Givenchy. He was always
What was he buying there?
rolling with fashion. He rocked
Oh, are those cookies, dude? What are those cookies called? Those are actually good as fuck.
high-end designer
The little mini ones.
pieces like Louis Vuitton and Givenchy. His style was expensive, with the most expensive piece of clothing being the Moncler Maya 70 by Paul Manges jacket, which alone cost $50,000 or more. But after all his
Is it glow in the dark?
wasted money on clubs and cars, Malone finally decided to invest his money in timeless pieces that would hold a value over time, like these Cuban link chain bracelets filled with diamonds, a Rachel Millie covered in diamonds, and a diamond ring for each one of his fingers. One Rachel Millie wasn't enough, of course, so he bought multiple. Even his glasses had diamonds.
Yeah, if you don't know what time it is. Maybe his right arm's tired. He's got to pick up the left arm. Vice versa.
Yo, don't take no video.
Malone wasn't just a millionaire obsessed with himself. He had a generous side, often using his wealth to give back to others in need. He bought 5 Birkin bags and gave them away to random girls at the club. One of these lucky ladies
He just walks up to a homeless man. Here's a Rolex. He just starts making like Mr. Beast videos, but just like horribly out of touch. Just like not giving food or money for an apartment. Here's a fucking Louis Vuitton bag that you won't be able to sell, but it's worth a lot of money.
was a model named Olivia Allen.
Guys, I can't even make this shit up when I say that I just woke up to a Birkin in my bedroom because a man gave it to me in the club last night. This is your sign to go clubbing.
Another lucky lady who got a Birkin bag was famous TikTok star Sky Bree.
Me and my 2 girlfriends walk over to the section.
Fuck! Sometimes, you know, at the end of the day, I have white man privilege. I can't complain, right? I am in a society that is directly helping me, which is entirely unfair, which is also why I have the political opinions that I do. But some days I do wish I was a hot woman. But that's like, that's the only time, right? And then I understand, and that's entirely, I'm not sitting here saying I don't have the privilege that I have. I'm not trying to make any statement. I'm saying, damn, would it be nice to be given a fucking Birkin bag at a club? Yes, right? But I understand everything else.
And this kid, I'm gonna refer to him as like a kid. I mean, he was definitely over the age of 18. He looked pretty young. He comes towards me and he's like, I got this for you.
She ended up saying she
How much is that bag worth?
didn't like it.
It's beautiful, but to be honest,
$27,000! Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it.
it's not really my style.
Why is that 27 grand? That looks like it's literally $100. That just looks like a nice Michael Kors bag. That is $27,000. I wouldn't even know, right? Like, if I bumped into somebody and they had that bag and they yelled at me, I'd be like, dude, relax. Your bag's like $50. I would have guessed at most 2 grand.
While Malone was busy making his name known, flaunting his wealth at every turn, he was also drawing the wrong kind of attention. His outrageous spending, paired with his desire to be noticed, made it easier for authorities and blockchain experts to track him down. Investigators, including prominent figures like Zach XPT, were closely watching the flow of the stolen funds, tracing each move as he splurged on cars, clubs, and luxury items. The more he
Wow, this guy, this random dude on Twitter traced his funds.
spent, the more obvious it became that his newfound fortune was linked to the heist, and soon enough, the walls started closing in. Malone thought he was untouchable, but behind the scenes, law enforcement and experts like Zach XPT were already connecting the dots. Through his flashy spending, investigators...
Isn't he also still blowing all of the money? Do you think it was like a means of knowing like, oh, this is going to be over soon? Or... Because if they had $230 million split amongst 5 people, maybe the split was different, like a GTA heist where like not everybody's getting the same amount of money. But even so, if he's spending $400,000 at the club every day, like if he only has 1/5 of the money, he has like what, like $40-50 million? Like, wouldn't he still run out of money?
Tracked large transactions linked to this.
They all got 47 mil. Yeah, but he bought a $10 million house. He bought like 4 cars, diamond rings, diamond jewelry, spent fucking $4 million at a club, bought bags, bought different cars.
What's more, both Box and Wiz slipped up during the process of laundering the funds. On several occasions, they accidentally leaked the stolen funds with their personal assets. Wiz, for example, also leaked his full name during a screen recording, while Box reused deposit addresses, making it easier to trace the funds back to them. These mistakes, combined with recorded conversations and digital footprints, painted a clear picture of the criminals' activities. By mid-September 2024, the FBI and other authorities had gathered enough evidence to act. On the 19th of September, federal agents raided Malone's Miami mansion, where he was arrested, surrounded by all the luxuries he had bought with a stolen fortune.
We hear boom, and we thought that was a shooting in the neighborhood, and we saw a lot of police. This was
Why is the phone so shaky?
that never
Put it up somewhere. Put it on a piece of like put it on a fucking platform or something. Why is they always interview somebody and they're always just going, and then this thing happened, the camera's moving around, the fucking lighting's terrible, the mic's horrible.
happened in this neighborhood.
Just put your phone against, a fucking bag or something to keep it up. And then just talk.
Most of the time was a lot of party. It was party because I can hear from my house the music.
It was a stark contrast. Malone, who had lived like a king for just a short while,
Almost as bad as Joe's vlog camera work. Don't diss that, Cloak. That makes me insecure. I was watching the vlog that I did from F1 the other day and how heavy my breathing was when I was high at the end. And I was literally just breathing into the mic while Brooke was talking like this. Just loud as fuck. Everybody in the comments was like, he did that on purpose. No. I was just breathing. I didn't even know. I was just breathing like that, dude.
authorities were able to
Your vlogs are fire. My vlogs are terrible.
freeze over $9 million in stolen funds, with $500,000 already returned to the victim. However, a significant portion of the stolen money remains in cryptocurrency wallets. At the time of making this video, $21 million linked to Box is still sitting in one wallet, while Virche Tao, also known as Wiz, has around $39 million tied up to his account. Additionally, $4 million of Malone's funds remain untouched in another wallet. But what happened to everything else he bought? The cars,
So does that mean they get to keep them?
the clubs, the private jet,
Oh, they all just probably get taken by the government.
and all the flashy stuff. See, when a criminal buys luxury items, like cars, with stolen money and later gets arrested, the government steps in and seizes those assets through a process called asset forfeiture. This allows law enforcement to take control of anything purchased with illegally obtained funds, such as cars, houses, or expensive jewelry. Once these assets are seized, they are usually put up for auction. In many cases, dealerships or buyers, including the same dealer who originally sold the cars, can purchase them again, often at a lower price than they were initially sold for. The money made from these auctions then is used in a couple of ways. A portion of it will go toward compensating the victims of the crime, helping to recover some of the stolen funds, while another portion could be used to cover the cost of the investigation and legal proceedings. If the victim is lucky, he can get 50 to 65% back after the auction and
What? He only gets fucking 65% max back at 230 mil? That fucking sucks.
administrative fees, the cut the investigators will get. However, in Malone's case, 3 of the cars he purchased, the Mandarin Lamborghini Urus, the Lamborghini Revuelto, and the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, were later transported to LA following his arrest. These cars were spotted by EFF Spot, a popular YouTuber who is known for his rare and expensive car spotting videos. In this particular video, both the Revuelto and the Porsche appeared with noticeable damage. The Revuelto had significant front-end damage, while the Porsche was dented in the rear, suggesting that the Revuelto had likely rear-ended
How many times did he crash the
the
cars?
Porsche. This kind of damage will undoubtedly decrease the value of these cars when they go to auction, significantly reducing the amount the victim could recover. The same process will apply to the clothes, jewelry, watches, and designer glasses that Malone purchased. These luxury items are likely to be seized by authorities and auctioned off as part of the asset recovery process. High-end watches, such as his Richard Mille pieces, are particularly valuable and could bring in significant amounts at auction. While designer clothes typically depreciate in value, Malone's expensive pieces will still hold enough worth to help recover the funds for the victim. As for the wallet spending in clubs, that money is pretty much gone. When you blow $500,000 in a single night on
Okay, so they're not making the bottle girls give the money back.
bottle services and VIP sections, the clubs aren't held responsible for giving it back, especially if they had no clue the money was stolen. Same goes for the private jets. Those jet companies provided a legitimate service, so the money Malone spent on his flights is long gone. In conclusion, while most of the big ticket items can be seized and auctioned, much of what Malone spent on
Wow, like anything that's that's experiential, he just loses.
Services, like clubs and private jets, is lost for good. This story isn't just about a major heist or the luxurious lifestyle Malone enjoyed for a brief moment. It's a lesson in greed, the dangers of showing off wealth that wasn't earned, and how quickly everything can come crashing down, despite all the money spent.
How much is he getting in jail?
The nights out and the flashy purchases, Malone's dream life was built on stolen funds, and it was only a matter of time before it fell apart. Authorities might recover some of the stolen money, but the damage done to the victim and the recklessness of Malone's spending spree are a reminder of how easily things can slip away. For Malone and his friends, what started as a wild ride of lavishness ended in arrests and their names tied to one of the biggest crypto crimes in history. In the end, this heist shows us that no matter how clever the crime or how big the payout, the law always catches up, and the price they paid was far greater than the short-lived luxury they enjoyed.
Yo, if he might, since all that money's still missing, he probably did. I don't want to say, like, if he was smart enough to do that, yeah, he was, like, you know, dumb in the sense of, like, him just kind of splurging to make it more obvious that it was him. But he could have also just gifted a lot of money to family members and friends in terms of, like, assets or other, like, weird valuated-based things that they could just hide and keep. And then they wouldn't be able to find them or make you take them back. I think it was easier to get away with, too, just because it's crypto. And crypto's so vague in, like, getting tracked, and it also like, it's harder for somebody to get away with, like, money that's, like, physical money rather than, like, crypto. All right. Next.